Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Kimbo here, and it's time for an epic Bakugan Evolutions episode review. So, we got episode number 7 up here. Yeah, I think this might be the last one that's out for now. You know, over time, as more episodes come out, you know, I'll do the episode reviews, all that good stuff, but just binging and even getting caught up to this point, we're up to 7. Yeah, considering it's March, you know, they'll probably release more of them probably like mid-end April and, you know, going forward. But yeah, anyways, for now we got up till 7. So this episode starts off the Awesome Brawlers, as well as Athena, and also one of their professors. I forgot, they call him like BP or something. Yeah, like some British Petroleum or something. I don't know. But yeah, one of their other professors, definitely about like field trips, like going on field trips and such. So they go through this gate and they land in actually a world in Vestroia. They were trying to go to they say Aratopolis, either or. Like, I don't know if they're switching up the name, like Aratopolis, you know, tomato. But they're trying to go to Arapolis, but they ended up landing in Ventana, and they land like right by a waterfall, you know, and they land in a pond. And you know, the professor just like, yeah, we made it, so this is Vestroia. And then they're like, is this the right place? Well, I was actually trying to go to Arapolis, but I guess we came here. And it's basically like elemental energy getting in the way of the gate. So they use the gate to get there, you know. The gate, the portal, in order to transport to Vestroia. You know, but the elemental energy got in the way of that. So when they land, there's a bunch of the man-eating plants around. So if you watch Season 3, they're calling back to Season 3 with this one. Because when Drago was going on, you know, one of the missions in Ventana, there's a bunch of those man-eating plants that were around. And more of those showed up. But they're about to, like, attack them. You know, the plants are about to attack them. But then there's a crazy blast of Ventus energy that goes around and takes them all out. And it is none other than Falkron. So we get to see Falkron coming back with this. I wonder if they're going to have it where, like, Fenneca, Falkron, Pensatar, etc. Are going to return with this. You know, because there's Platinum Shark Tar. And they released Platinum Shark Tar as a figure as part of the first wave. So if we get it with, like, Fenneca, if we get it with Falkron and such, like Platinum Series Bakugan, when they're, like, with them implementing metal and the new patterns and stuff, that would be dope. I would definitely dig that for sure if they did do that. But, yeah, just because we're seeing them in the show now even, you know, we got Shark Tar, so why would they put in Shark Tar in the Platinum series and not put in the others like Falkron or Fenneca or Pensatar? Because honestly, it would be really cool to see, like, Fenneca having, you know, like a Platinum series version, like, you know, because Fenneca has a cool ball form in general, but then imagine it with the metal and such, that would be so cool. And, like, same thing with Pensatar and such, that would be really, really sick, man. But, yeah, I guess time's going to tell. And it could be the thing where, like, beginning of some seasons, they put out some of the Bakugan, you know, they put out some Bakugan at the very end of the season that they show at the beginning of the season. So, like, I call it the Scorpios effect, because the first Bakugan that was that case, it was Scorpios, you know? But, yeah. So, anyways, getting into this, not only Falkron shows up, he recognizes Winton, you know, because he's like, Winton, it's so good to see you again, you know? And Athena's just sitting there confused a bit, but then there's some other Bakugan that show up, like Ryorazu, Hydronoid, you know, a few other Bakugan saying, halt. What are you doing here? You're all trespassing, like trespassers, you know. And then they take them back to the village, and they said, we'll let Arapolis know that these trespassers are here. And they have them trapped in, like, this Ventus cocoon. And they're like, let us out of here. You know, and then Winton's basically like, Falkron, you know that we're not here to hurt you. You know that we're your friends. Tell them that. And Falkron's just like, Basically, because so much has been going on around Vestroia, they're all still the Guardians. So, like, remember the end of last season, Season 3, their old Bakugan partners, like Fenneca, Falkron, etc., Pensatar, became like the Guardians of each world. So Falkron's the Guardian of Ventana. And then so there's the Elder of the village, and the Elder is actually Aventus Serpilius. And we saw this Serpilius before, like, you know, the third season, they just didn't have him talk or anything, and Crystal Blue was right by there. Also, Crystal Blue showed up and was talking to them, and just saying like how the elemental storms got in the way of the gate, you know. So Crystal Blue was even just sitting there, you know, in this world, and they were wondering what the heck she was doing there. But yeah, so you know, fast forward back to the village. The elder shows up, the Serpilius, and says like, "Oh, they're not going to go anywhere." You know, we already notified Aeropolis about what's going on. And then Winton's trying to tell Falcron, like, we're not here to hurt you. You know we're not here to hurt you. We're here to help. And then Drago says how he's one of the Supreme he's a part of the Supreme Bakugan Council. He's Dragonoid of Pyrule. And they don't believe him at first. And then he's like, well, in that case, I'll have to show you. And then he breaks out. And then, you know, gets free and then basically challenges them to a battle. You know, and then Falcron is like, yes, this is how we had to decide things with the Bakugan battle. And then the elder of the village, you know, Serpilius was like, okay, fine then, I'll allow it. And then so they're sitting and having a battle. And Athena sees how strong Falcron is because, you know, those Bakugan aren't pushovers. Like, Falcron's strong, Fenneca, all of them. They're all very, very strong Bakugan. They were their partners before, like, Trox and the others came back. And they came out of, like, slumbering and such and got the new elemental forms. So they're sitting there battling, and then Falcron's messing with Drago. He's like so transparent, basically, like I could see right through your movements, basically saying that. And then in the middle of it, Winton's like, "Stop it!" He's like, I see what you're doing. You're stalling for time, aren't you, Falcron? And then meanwhile, you know, Athena's sitting there asking, like, how do they know each other? And then Leah tells Athena that Falcron used to be Winton's partner. And then Athena was surprised about that, you know, and they probably even heard the thing about, like, Drago of Pyrule, you know, realized he's one of the Supreme Bakugan Council members. They didn't have her react to that, really, but, you know, she was probably sitting there listening with it. But, you know, after Winton said that, after Winton was like, you're stalling us for time, aren't you? Falcron's like, I can't even get past my old partner. You're my old partner. No wonder I couldn't get anything past you. This battle is over. And then you just hear, hello! And then he's like, the messenger has arrived. And then the messenger being Fenneca. Then Leah sees Fenneca, of course, like, Fenneca? Leah, it's so good to see you, you know? So they're having their dialogue and such and talking. And then Leah shows the message from Aeropolis confirming that, like, Drago is a member of the Supreme Bakugan Council. You know? And then they were all like, oh, okay, like, we understand. But Fenneca told Leah, it's great to see you, but it's not good for you to be around right now. You see how crazy things are right now. You see how Ventana is even. It's that way across all of Vestroia. All these storms are really stirring up everything. So, you know, the Bakugan kind of got wrapped up in all the storms and such and kind of forgot things, you know what I mean? But, like, you know that, like, Falcron knew, and, like, like, you know, all the Guardians, like Fenneca and such, they know, but just it's in such a state of chaos because of all these storms. And basically, Fenneca just said, you know, you shouldn't come around here for a little while because it's really dangerous. And Fenneca told Drago, like, well, Falcron said that, asked if there were storms going on, like, there's probably storms going on Earth as well. And Fenneca said how Drago and the others have to go back and really, like, you know, protect Earth and such and have their duty to do things there. And Drago he agreed. He's like, you're right. We have a big duty that we have to do. So, Dan, we're going to have to get stronger. And then he agreed. And then they all wondered where Crystal Blue went. And Crystal Blue basically walked off just saying, like, speaking. She had, like, some, I don't know if they're, like, beans or whatever in her bag. But she had a bag full of, like, beans or something. And she's like, the elemental storms, they are going to make things interesting or something along those lines. You know, there's much more in store with them with the elemental storms. Yeah, like, she knows something. But yeah, I'm just wondering, like, what her role is, because it's still, like, how Crystal Blue helped out Gregorius Reed last season, you know, kind of like the anti-hero type thing. Right now, we don't know her exact motives, so it's like, can we completely trust Crystal Blue even? It's definitely not the last we've seen of her, but the question is, can we, like, trust her, you know, because she was just in Ventana out of nowhere. But yeah, I guess it makes sense because I mean, when she was in Ventana, she was around Sir Peleus the first time, you know. But yeah, I don't know. Time's gonna tell with her. But yeah, overall, this was a really fun episode. You know, going back to Vestroy, at least Ventana, and seeing Falcron, Fenneka, seeing them, seeing how things have been really affected on Vestroya even. Um, Definitely thought was really cool, and just seeing them in general is having me think, like, are we going to see Platinum Series versions for them, because they're probably going to get stronger just being the Elemental Guardians. So are we going to see them get like speed and power mode or something, you know, or at least one of the two, like a Platinum version, you know, like Platinum Power Up, because that's the version that they have for some of the Bakugan when it comes to like strength mode. But yeah, and if I say strength or power, like same mode, like strength, power, you know, same thing, but then speed mode, strength, power mode. Then also the nano gun. Those are like the 3 different levels of the elemental core evolutions. But yeah. So just seeing that, I wouldn't be surprised if they have like Fenneka get a power, like a platinum version, you know, like platinum Fenneka, or same thing for Falcron. You know, wouldn't be surprised if they do, because they had them for like, you know, for like Trox and the others. So they have them for them, wouldn't be surprised. And we've already got them for Sharktar. So yeah, but anyways, overall, definitely dug how this beginning part of the episode was, no doubt. But yeah, so now we got to get into the second part. All right, so getting into the next part of the episode, we've got the awesome Brawlers. They're at Studio B, so the new one that they have on campus that they made. And I'm still wondering, are they going to have like Studio A, Studio C? Because they have Studio D, which is the original one they have in Los Alamos, and now they have Studio B, which is the one they have at the university that they just made. But they're at Studio B, and they're looking at the one site. So the fans of Kubo, the one site that she got her Bakugan, the Elemental Evolve from, it's called the Elemental Asylum. That's the name of it. It takes me a couple times to remember the names and such, but that's the name of the website, the Elemental Asylum. Basically, like, people checking out this site, and it teaches them how to use elemental brawling, which could definitely be dangerous because they could go in the wrong hands, or even who's behind it, you know. It'll be crazy if, like, the elemental asylums tied to, like, Wagner, because Wagner's part of the gate crushers, you know. It'll be wild if, like, it's tied to that. Also, if Marlowe's a part of it because he's so powerful and just how his demeanor is. Like, I'm seeing some kind of under-the-scenes stuff with this, so they're starting to plant the seeds for them a bit. Are they all connected? Time's gonna tell, but just, you know, just knowing my storytelling and such, I'm kind of like, I don't know. And my string was stuck in my hoodie. Yeah, got to get that out of there. But yeah, so looking at, you know, the Elemental Asylum page, and in the middle of it, an ad shows up. So it's from this man, I forgot his name exactly, like Hexley or something like that, like Wexley. But basically, Wexley says he has a university. And at the university, he could teach people how to learn elemental brawling and master it right away, easily. So, Ajit and Winton go undercover. So Ajit has like a bandana on, Winton switches up his hair and such, and they go to this site. Well, they go to where the university is, you know. Yeah, where like this elemental university is at. And then there's a kid that shows up. I think his name was George. And George shows them around, and it's basically just this old abandoned building, and they're like, this is unconventional for sure. But then they go into the classroom. It's only a few students, including like Ajit and Winton. So they go in there, and Wexley's just teaching them, like, you can master elemental brawling if you just do this. All you have to do is just like drink the Wexley water, eat the Wexley food, sleep with the Wexley pillow beside your head, and it will help you to gain elemental powers. And then basically, when Winton and Ajit said it was bogus, they're like, this is not how you learn how to do this. And then he's like, oh, really? Oh, would you like to partake in a battle? And then he launches out his Bakugan. It's actually an Aratoa. It's Chaos Aratoa, so that's pretty cool. Like, even going back at some of the Bakugan they released before, it's cool seeing like some of the other molds that aren't the native faction. They're having some of the brawlers own, so that's really cool. It's time to go back and get them. But yeah, Wexley owns Chaos Oratoa. And in the middle of it, he's like, now, Wexley evolve. And basically, like, this light shines on it, and then it gets bigger. And they're like, what the heck's going on? That's not any evolution I've seen. Also, meanwhile, with all this, Lightning is running around. He's in a ninja suit, which is really cool, like a little ninja pupper. But yeah, of course, I had to wear the Sheikah hoodie for it, because, you know, like ninjas and such, like stealthy ninjas in Zelda. But yeah. Anyways, so he gets this Bakugan to, like, Wexley evolve. And you know, Jeet and Winton are confused. They're like, what's going on here? And then they're trying to attack, but one, his Bakugan's not attacking. And two, it's phasing through. You know, like all those hits, they're phasing through. So then behind the scenes, Lightning finds what's going on. So at this point, it's kind of given like it's got to be a hologram or something going on here. And Lightning finds it. So he pulls the plug on the hologram. Then afterwards, Wexley's Bakugan shrinks. And, you know, Oratoa shrinks. And then they're like, what? The power's all gone. And then, sure enough, Lightning and Howlcore show up. And they're like, this is all a facade. You know, he was using a projector in order to make it seem like the Bakugan were elementally evolving. And then Lexi's like, no, that's not it at all. George. And then, like, the Bakugan both retract. George had a Scorpios, by the way, a Chaos Scorpios. But, yeah, they retract them. And then they just start running. They're like, let's get out of here. So then the students are chasing them. So it was a given. It was a scam. It was a fluke, just trying to get some fast money and such. You know, the lesson being, of course, don't do that. You know. But yeah, they could just see right through it because elemental brawling, they know there's so much more to containing that power. But here's the thing. What Wexley did was, of course, like a scam. But there's still the elemental asylum out there. That site's real. And it showed because, what's her name? From the, you know, the Cubbo fans, her Bakugan elementally evolved. You know, had an elemental power within it. And she learned it from that page. And there's people out there that are learning it from that page. So they're probably going to have big focus on, like, those brawlers and such. Like, brawlers who learn from that page and their Bakugan getting stronger. But also, the big kicker is, with even one of the recent episodes going out on the actual live fields, it wasn't only the Bakugan, it was one of the brawlers, too. Like, you know, because we saw Gorilla being infested with the power. This is one of the past episodes where, like, Leah and Athena were training. But Gorilla got infested with that power, but Gorilla's brawler also got infested with that power, you know, and it took over. And it kind of happened to Athena, too, because of the negative energy and such, and the emotions that she had. It overcame Blitzfox as well. So it shows if you're not careful, you know, like mentally, that's why they're teaching like the meditation and everything. They're showing how all the classes are really helping them out when they go into the live field, especially in this case now, because even the brawlers are getting taken over. If they don't have that meditation or like that calm of mind, they could easily be overtaken by that elemental power and just go rogue and go berserk, like how some of the Bakugan have gone. But yeah. So, even all the classes, it's showing how all of them are very, very important, not just for the strength or the speed or everything, about, like, the theory and such, knowing your opponent's exact movements, figuring out each mode so you can counter, like, powerful Bakugan, or you can counter Bakugan that are way quicker and such, but yeah. So, yeah, but overall, like I said, I don't like the term, like, filler episodes. These weren't really filler episodes. You know, because we saw Falcon and Fenico with this one. And then this one was more just like a kind of fun one, because they're starting to go into, it shows they're starting to focus on the elemental asylum aspect. Because when they said that, it's like they're going to be focusing on whatever this elemental asylum is going forward. And now it shows they're starting to focus on that. For sure. But yeah, so they got different things to focus on big time. The elemental storms, whoever's behind the elemental asylum, the gate crushers being out there, like Wagner and such, they're still out there. There's a lot of different things. It's like 3 different big aspects right now that are going on. And then also, just in my mind, like, I don't know about Marlo Faustus. Kind of, just because he's so powerful and just how his demeanor was when he saw that, you know, when he sees the crazy power of the elemental storms or such. Like when Magnus got speed mode, he got really fascinated with that. And the thing is, even thinking about that, Magnus used the speed mode, and he got fascinated with that because he didn't know it. But then a little bit later, and a couple episodes later, this man mastered it with Wrath. It's kind of sus. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I get everybody sitting there learning all the different modes and such, but yeah, I don't know honestly about Marlo Faustus. I'm getting kind of sketch vibes from him. But yeah, overall, these were really fun episodes. I mean, yeah, going back and seeing Destroya and then them establishing how it's like in chaos. Maybe they'll go in the different worlds. We saw Ventana with this, but there's also like Aquilia. Maybe they see Shartar. At the probably the end they'll be like Auropolis. You know, so you can see Pensatar. You can see Pensatar. You know, and then also see Pyravian. That's probably where things are going to go really well because Pyravian's trying to keep things balanced there. Even like Pyrule, Haora, Darkavia, you know. Oh, it's going to be really, really cool seeing them go with the different worlds. I'm guessing they're probably going to at some points. But, yeah, and it started off with Ventana. But anyways, overall, I'm definitely digging it for sure. Need a couple episodes where it's just like a little laid back and they expand the story a bit, but not like crazy. Because they put in a lot of information with each episode, man. Like, they're throwing a lot out there and expanding the plot and everything big time. But I'm hyped to see how it's going to go with the next episodes. But yeah, anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this epic Bakugan Evolutions episode 7 review. Episode 7. But, yeah. So for now, the episodes are pretty caught up. More will come out. Once more come out, you know, I'll be doing the episode reviews more on those. All that good stuff. But yeah, in the meantime, this is going to be the last one for now. And also, ready for some more Bakugan videos because we got a bunch planned. You already know. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comments if you've seen it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to my channel, definitely be sure to subscribe for some epic content because I upload daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell by my channel name to be notified whenever I upload a video. But yeah, guys, till next time, it is your boy Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Until then, stay awesome and Bakugan Brawl. I'm up out of here. Also just thinking about it. Like the Elemental Storms, the Elemental Asylum, things going on with Marlo Faustus, the Gate Crushers, also Crystal Blue. What's Crystal Blue's role? Because we saw Crystal Blue. We don't know what she's up to. She's still out there. But we'll have to see. Just considering her past history and she sided with Gregorius Reed. You know, we're just going to have to wait and see. But yeah, anyways, guys, stay awesome. And Bakugan Brawl. I'm up out of here.